must have been a pretty strange atmosphere, but it actually played really well up until the goal rush.
Yeah, I think up until about 81, 82 minutes, you'd have said we're looking as if we could be well worthy of a point. We defended well. We'd had our moments in the first half where Marco got free a couple of times and maybe fancied him to get a shot away. But look, we've all been young players. The young player makes a really poor mistake for the second goal, and I hope he learns from it because he's got big potential. But I think it really flattened the team by that.
Was there communication? It seemed like he ducked, but...
No, I don't think there was. And anyway, if you was, then if you're a centre half and I've been one, the ball's getting played into the 6-yard box. The last thing you do is let the ball go. You talk about it after, you head it clear. And to be fair, we had done most things really well defensively. You know, we had tried to be inch perfect on our defending, trying to stop Arsenal. And we knew we had players who could cause them problems if we got enough of the ball. But the goal in the end, I have too many attacking players on the pitch as well. When we go 2-1 down, you know, it means that, and they get the third one, it's just too difficult to get back into it.
Do you think he got a shout from David Moyes?
No, but if he did, I wouldn't count that. What you do is you head the ball clear and it doesn't really matter. The ball's coming right on. It's not as if it was a massive jump or end. It was just, hey, there, why you would duck and leave it. So, look, the young boys played great in the last couple of games. And that's what young players do. And that's, I read Arsene Wenger's notes today about putting young players in the team and what it is to put young players in and how difficult it can be in the Premier League. I happen to think that playing young centre-halves is probably the hardest position now in the pitch, even harder than playing a young goalkeeper. And I think Declan's done a really good job, but today will be a learning curve for him, and he has to show that it doesn't happen again. Because if it happens again, then you don't progress. You know, you have to do it. You have to show that you're going to step up.
Joe was terrific again.
Joe made 2 brilliant saves, I've got to say. The ones in the second half, I thought he'd done very well. So, well done to him, for maybe a difficult week for him.
David, did you expect there to be more of a passionate atmosphere today? A lot of us came here thinking that fans would be really after, maybe they're hating the team, but it really appeared.
Maybe you're not getting that much in many grounds anymore. Maybe it's a bigger issue. Maybe I'm not going to certainly get involved, but maybe it could be things like standing, or maybe it could be things like maybe the new stadiums are not quite making for all that. So I'm not sure. I felt that it was always going to be I think what happened this week maybe was going to make the game harder for us. As the game went on, I thought we grew into it, and I thought we actually thought, hey, we've got a real chance here. And we did have. We lost a poor goal from a corner, but then we got back into it, and I thought, we've got a real opportunity here.
David, you faced Arsene for many years. You got any thoughts on his decision on Friday, and also did you have any conversations with him today?
Well, the first thing I think you've got to do is recognise good, and that's what Arsene Wenger's been, good. And to do 22 years in a job, be as dedicated, and the work you have to put in as a manager. And I say this, until you sit in the seat, nobody really understands what it's like. And for him to sit in a big club seat for that length of time shows how good he's been. So, good luck to him. Some people might not have the same views, but I think that MD who puts as much effort and work into one club, deserves people to talk well about him.
Did you speak to him today?
I've not spoke to him yet. No. I just wanted to try and beat him today. That's what I wanted to do.
David, how far in advance does a club approach a manager when a manager is already resident, in your experience? Would you say, in any scenario like that, a club has already spoken to a potential replacement, without specifically going into any detail?
I would say a lot of clubs would try and get some of their work prepared. I think it would be sort of naive if they didn't. But on the same breath, I also think that you have to have a respect for the people in place in the job totally while they're there. But maybe the Arsenal situation makes it slightly different because he's come out and said that he's leaving. So maybe Arsenal might start to do some work before the end of the season.
David, were those the kind of saves that could earn Joe Hart that place on the plane to Russia?
I think Joe's saves against Chelsea and his saves today were terrific. They really were. I think it's whether England decide they need a really experienced keeper. I worked with Jordan Pickford, who I think is really, really good. So I think that's whether you think that maybe in some of these games you might need something more experienced. I don't know. I think Joe gives you that. So I think certainly he made a mistake during the week. He knew that, we knew that, but he went today and he played very well.
I know you focused obviously on today's game, but with all the attention on Arsene, and now they're searching for their successor. As someone who sort of stepped into the shoes after a Titan has left the club, have you got any advice for anyone who's looking at this job now and might be in the
I think they're both different roles. I think when I took in, Manchester United were champions, but maybe with some older players. I think Arsenal are not champions, and I think that they've not got that many old players. I think they've got a young team, so maybe not quite as big expectations at Arsenal as what there would have been at Manchester United. So I do think that whoever gets the opportunity, they should take it with both hands. Great chance, great club, you know, had big club in London, big tradition. So I'm sure there'll be many of the elite managers keen to choose this club.
From what you've seen from the outside, do you think Arsenal now are better set up for that process than United were when you went in?
I don't know about that. I couldn't draw conclusions from Arsenal, but from a distance I look at Arsenal and think they've got a great academy. They look as if I saw their under-23s beat our boys on Friday night. I think they look as if they've got 3 or 4 very good talented players who wouldn't be a million miles away from the first team. Just seen 1 or 2 of them coming on. So I think you have to say, I always liked Arsenal when George Graham was the manager, you know, because Scottish manager and I was still relatively young. I liked him because it used to be 1-0 to the Arsenal, and you know their defence and how good they were defensively when they won the games. And so I think in that period, I don't think there's many managers can completely change a club. I think you'd have to say Arsene Wenger's completely changed the club in his time.
Thanks everyone.
Cheers, thank you.